when I came to college, I started making a few business videos. And in fact, I got my first internship through a YouTube video. Hey guys, my name is Harish Uday Kumar. I'm a second year student at BITS Pilani Goa campus. I'm pursuing my electronics and communications engineering from here. At the end of my 11th grade, a guy from Princeton came over, like he was doing a seminar or something. He was one of my friends. And he said, hey, why don't you apply abroad? There are a lot of good colleges. There's Harvard, there's MIT, there's Stanford. And that's when I decided, hey, why not give a shot by applying abroad? I started studying for SAT subject tests. So I gave these three exams, but the scores weren't enough to get into one of these top US colleges. And that's why I started focusing on extracurriculars. So there was a competition called Makerspace. It's like a global competition where you have to build something and put up a tutorial about it on their website. So me and my team, we made like around 20-30 projects in a span of like a month. And we ended up ranking 10th on the global rank list. I also worked on something called an incubator. So if you guys don't know what an incubator is, it's basically like a styrofoam box which has like temperature controller and a humidity controller. It's used to hatch chicken eggs. So in my 7th grade, I hatched like 4 chicken eggs using that incubator. So in my 12th grade, I like re-explored the project, connected solar and stuff. So I add that to my extracurriculars. There's something called Tech Fest that happens at IIT Bombay. I went there and presented this model, and yeah, I added that to my extracurriculars. Yeah, then I applied to a lot of US colleges. Then the saddest part came in, right? I got rejected by each and every one of them, all 9 or 10 colleges that I applied to. So I was in a dilemma because I had to, either study for BITSAT, VIT, SRM, those exams, or JEE Advanced. And I also had to study for JEE Mains. JEE Mains, I bombed it. I got like a 40,000 rank, very terrible rank. In BITSAT, I scored around 300. VIT also, I think I got a decent rank, I think around 10K or something. And then in JEE Advanced, I think I got a 19,000 or a 20,000 rank, which is pretty terrible. You would get an IIT at that rank. Then there's also something called ISA, which is for international admission students. I applied through that as well and got into BITS. So I got 2 offers from BITS. One was for electronics and communication. The other one was for electronics and instrumentation. Ended up taking EC and started pursuing that. BITS was mentored by MIT in its initial days. That's why it follows the US culture till now. There's a lot of freedom, and that's one of the reasons I chose BITS. I'm part of one department and one club. The first one, like in my first year, I was part of these two. The first one is called Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership. So this is the entrepreneurial e-cell of BITS Goa. And yeah, that's been a pretty great experience because they've given us access to a lot of BITS alumni. Like if you know Swiggy's founder, he's from BITS. Redbus's founder, Fanendra, he's from BITS. Big Basket, Harsha Menon, he's from BITS. So I got an opportunity to meet all of these guys because I was from BITS and I was part of Cell. So they have like a lot of lectures which are conducted, a lot of workshops on like skill development and stuff. And they try to organize a lot of games which in a way teach some kind of business concept. Like we had something called pitchers where we had to like pitch a hypothetical business, and the entire purpose of that event was to teach us venture capitalism. So they teach all these high level concepts by making micro games out of it. And that's pretty cool. Then I was part of a department called the Department of Sponsorship and Marketing. Here we had to cold call a lot of brands and ask for sponsorships for the technical festivals and cultural festivals and sports festivals. That was pretty fun because I was really afraid to get on a call in my 12th grade and stuff. But then I started cold calling people and I got rejected by like hundreds of people. So now I'm kind of immune to calling up people. And that has really made me confident over the phone. I can negotiate well over the call now. So yeah, it just helps you in developing these kind of soft skills. And these were the 2 committees I was part of. So fun fact, like the person who scored the highest, like he's in 3rd year, he has almost a 10 CGPA. and he's the basketball captain of our college. So most of his time goes into basketball. And in fact, some of the most like the top students in our college are people who are heavily involved in extracurriculars. They're either presidents of some committee or they are the captains of some sports team. It's people like them. I rarely see a topper who is just a topper, like who just focuses on academics. In my first year, I used to like design websites and do like digital marketing and stuff. But then I got really bored of it. It wasn't really that, I wasn't really playing with hardcore technology, right? It's something that anyone can do. Anyone can build a WordPress site. It's not a big deal at all. And then I was like, hey, let's do something different. And that's when I saw a few market research reports about chatbots, how they're going to like revolutionize the world in the next few decades. And I got into it. So we started building chatbots. My friend and I, we used to like cold call businesses and be like, hey, do you want a chatbot? Do you want a chatbot? We ended up working with a hotel, a four-star hotel. We worked with a fertility clinic, and we worked with e-commerce site in Bombay. So we made few bots for them, and it was pretty interesting to see how customer support could be automated by using these bots. Right now, we are entirely focusing on WhatsApp bots. So we are trying to, like we recently got access to WhatsApp API. So we're trying to automate customer support using WhatsApp. So that's what we're trying to do. It's not very big. We're just a bunch of students trying to do something. And yeah, we're still in the learning phase. I started the YouTube channel in ninth grade, I remember. So how we got started, it was very random. My friends and I was sitting, we were bored. And at that time, YouTube was huge, right? We had a lot of really good YouTubers like Ryan Hega and people like him. My friends and I were highly motivated to start a YouTube channel. I still remember we used to like sneak in a camera into school and film random people and post on YouTube. That's how it all started. Then in 11th and 12th, I completely gave up YouTube. I didn't make any videos. When I came to college, I started making a few business videos. Like I was in first year, I didn't know much about business, but I used to like read blogs and just, spit it out in videos. And in fact, I got my first internship through a YouTube video. So like there's a company called Pushstart. His CEO saw my video and he was like, hey, you're doing a good job. Why don't you write blogs for us? And then he hired me for my first internship. That's how it worked. Later on, at the beginning of my second year, I was at 1,000 subscribers at the beginning of this year, 2020. And then in my second year, I thought, hey, I'm studying in BITS Pilani and there aren't enough videos online about BITS Pilani. So why not just roam around the campus with a camera and film whatever I'm seeing? Because people haven't really seen the campus. They know BITS is a prestigious university, but there aren't enough videos about BITS out there. So yeah, I just took a camera. I took it wherever I went, even to lectures. I don't know how, but it got pretty popular, and I like one of my videos like hit more than 100,000 views. So these videos started becoming popular. People started knowing me for as a student who is at BITS. Then I even started talking about freelancing and stuff. So yeah, right now we are at 15,000 subscribers, like from January of this year. So it's been a good journey, and at BITS, more than professors, I've learned from my peers, right? Because when I went to college, I looked around and people were like so smart. And by smart, I don't just mean academics. All of them were like toppers of their schools, of their respective schools. But they also did something else. Like someone used to be a great guitarist, someone used to be a great pianist, someone used to be good at rapping, and then people used to like do competitive coding. In fact, in CodeChef, the number one rank is from BITS Goa. So people are doing crazy stuff, right? There are a lot of YouTubers in BITS Goa and they have more than 120,000 subscribers and stuff like that. So I was really inspired by these people and I was like, hey, even I got to do something. The peer group really helped me get intrinsically motivated and, get into YouTube and freelancing and stuff like that. So I would say being in a good college help, like the peers in a good college help you more than the professors. You get a lot to learn from your friends. So TEDx, I accidentally got the opportunity. In the talk, I spoke about A, the incubator that I made in my ninth grade, and B, I spoke about the future of work, right? Because now, especially after COVID, a lot of people are resorting to work from home. A lot of people are resorting to the gig lifestyle. So freelancing platforms are getting like crazy amount of traffic. Even companies like Facebook, right? Zuck was like, hey, this is working pretty well, and we might continue this in the future for a major chunk of a company. Even Jack Dorsey was like, Twitter is gonna, I think it's gonna work from home for the next year. And this is something that a lot of people are seeing potential in, because when you're working from home, it's not necessary that you got to work for one single company. You can take up a lot of other projects, right? And plus you're saving so much of cost. The companies don't have to spend on the rent. They don't have to spend on having like good stuff, good food in the office. You're just saving so much money. You're saving a lot of capital, which could be invested in much better places. So I mean, obviously the process has accelerated because of COVID, and I'm pretty sure that by 2025 a lot of people are going to work from home, and that's going to become the future. So honestly, I have no clue about my future. I don't even know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to sit for placements. I don't know if I'm going to continue what I'm doing. I'm pretty confused. But college, yes, I think college name plays an important role in your first job at least. But still, I mean, post COVID, I'm really not sure how much of an impact that brand name would be having. So I would obviously have a backup by using the college name and getting into a company. As far as entrepreneurship is concerned, I have no clue. I have 2 more years to go, so maybe I'll go all in, experiment, and see if it works out. If it works, then well and good. I'll continue doing that. If it doesn't, then I need to have a backup, because I don't want to risk everything at once. I want to take intelligent and quantified decisions. So yeah, it's 50-50. I'm very confused about what I'm going to do. But I mean, I'm living the moment. I am enjoying what I'm doing right now. If you're going to college, then college is like your chemistry lab. Just go and experiment, guys. There's so much to life. So don't just focus on academics. Academics is very important. Do it. But once you get done with academics, there's so much else to do. Like, go talk to people. When you meet new people, that's when you know about what's happening around the world. So talk to people. Use internet resourcefully. There are a lot of great stuff on YouTube. There's a lot of great stuff on Udemy, Coursera, all these MOOC platforms. Use them and keep experimenting.